This video will cover the recalibration on your 700R4 Speedo gears. This applies to mechanical and electronic speedos. The first step is determining what speedometer gears we need. Start by finding your tire height. In my case, it's 25.6 inches tall. Using a speedometer gear calculator, punch in your tire height. My stock Speedo gears used a red 17-tooth drive gear and a red 37-tooth driven gear. And now we will do the math for my new 342 gears. It looks like I need a 15-tooth drive gear and a 40-tooth driven gear. Alternatively, you can use a cheat sheet from thirdgen.org to find out what combination of gears you need. Start by getting the car off the ground with either jack stands or wheel cribs. Put the car in neutral. Remove the U-joint caps, then remove the drive shaft. Unplug and unbolt the speedometer speed sensor. Remove the two nuts that hold the exhaust hanger in place. Remove the nut and one bolt that hold the torque arm mount into the shell. Drop the transmission cross member. Unbolt the rubber trans mount. And then unbolt the tail shaft. Rotate the shaft until the gear clip is facing down. Press the gear clip down with a screwdriver, and then push the drive gear off the shaft. I suggest buying a new Speedo gear clip as the stock one has the tendency to break. My 700R4 tail shaft bushing is a bit loose, so we will be replacing it while we're here. Start by removing the tail shaft seal. Use a series of sockets to press out the old bushing. Put the new bushing in the freezer for 30 minutes. With the bushing still cold, rub the outside with Loctite, and then start pressing it into the tail shaft. I used a series of washers to hammer in the bushing. Use some 2000 grit sandpaper to remove any burrs from installation. Verify the seal fitment with the drive shaft. Use Loctite on the seal, then hammer it into place. being very careful to hammer in the seal as evenly as possible. The tail shaft now has a much tighter fit than before. Install the new O-ring on the tail shaft. Tap the new drive gear into place with the gear notch facing the two holes in the shaft. Then fully install the gear until the clip comes through the notch. Install the tail shaft and torque down the 4 bolts. Install the new driven gear. If you have a mechanical Speedo, this may look a little bit different. Reinstall the trans and torque arm mounts. I forgot to install the top and bottom bolt into the tail shaft before I installed it. Make sure the bolts are inside the tail shaft before installing it. Raise the transmission up with the jack and install the exhaust hanger bracket. Place the torque arm shell into the notch and then use a pry bar to push it into place. Install the bushing shell bolt and nut. Plug the Speedo sensor back in. Reinstall the transmission cross member. Insert the drive shaft into the transmission, and then tighten the U-joint brackets. Refill the transmission to make up for any fluids lost during installation. Take the car for a drive and test the speedometer accuracy. My quick math says I'm within 3 miles per hour for accuracy. Another method would be using your phone to verify your speed via your GPS. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe and follow me on Instagram.